Imagine never forgetting anything again. Every awkward moment, every painful memory, forever. Humans see forgetfulness as a flaw, but what if it's secretly their greatest superpower? Why do humans forget? And what happens when they don't? One curious alien upgraded his brain to remember everything. And he's about to discover why humans evolved to forget the hard way. The first 72 hours of perfect memory feel like gaining a superpower. Suddenly, you can recall everything with crystal clarity. That actor's name, instantly available. Where you left your keys, never a mystery again. Every phone number, password, and historical date perfectly preserved in your mind. Imagine acing every test without studying, winning every trivia game, remembering everyone's birthday, anniversary, and food preferences without setting a single reminder. Your friends are amazed as you recite entire conversations, word for word, from months ago. But by day 4, the first cracks appear. Your brain normally filters out 99.99% of daily sensory information. That's not a glitch, it's a crucial feature. Now nothing gets filtered. You can't stop remembering the exact pattern of ceiling tiles in every room you've entered, the precise timbre of every squeaky door, the complete playlist of terrible hold music from every phone call you ever made. These aren't useful memories, they are information clutter. Making decisions becomes nearly impossible. Choosing lunch. Here comes the memory of every meal you've ever eaten, their exact taste, textures, and how you felt afterward. Every choice triggers an avalanche of perfect recollections that overwhelm your ability to decide. Sleep becomes your first major casualty. How can you rest when you remember every uncomfortable mattress spring, every itchy tag, every tossing and turning from every previous night? Your bedroom becomes a museum of sleep discomfort, perfectly preserved in your mind. Even simple conversations become nightmares of distraction. While someone talks about their day, you're simultaneously remembering every similar conversation you ever had, every word they ever said to you, every inflection in their voice across a lifetime of interactions. But these practical problems are just the warm-up act for what happens next. As your emotional memory banks prepare to unleash their perfect storm. By week 2, the emotional impact hits like a tsunami. Normal brains have a built-in emotional fading mechanism. That embarrassing presentation where you forgot your lines. The sting naturally dulls over time. That painful breakup eventually becomes a manageable memory. But with perfect recall, every emotional wound remains fresh. That time you were laughed at 3rd grade still produces the exact same flush of shame. That devastating criticism from your boss 5 years ago, the hurt remains at 100% intensity. The human brain naturally performs emotional editing. Negative experiences gradually lose their punch, while positive memories often get rosier with time. This isn't a flaw, it's how we survive. Without this filter, life becomes an unbearable accumulation of perfectly preserved pain. Sleep deprivation amplifies everything. You lie awake, remembering every argument in perfect detail, every harsh word, every mistake, every moment of rejection plays on endless loop, each as vivid as it when it first happened. Decision paralysis deepens. Considering asking someone on date. Here comes the perfect recall of every rejection you ever faced. Thinking about trying something new, your memory serves up every single failure you ever experienced at full emotional intensity. Even basic tasks become emotional minefields. The kitchen triggers memories of every cooking disaster. The gym recalls every moment of physical inadequacy. Most devastating is the loss of rose-colored retrospection. That natural tendency to remember good times more fondly than they actually were. Vacations, achievements, relationship, all now remembered with unflinching accuracy, stripped of their gentle embellishments that make past joys more meaningful. The mathematical reality becomes clear. Humans typically experience more negative emotions than positive ones on a daily basis. Without memory's natural filtering, this negative balance becomes an overwhelming ledger that grows heavier each day. As emotional regulation collapses, something even more fundamental begins to crumble. Your very sense of who you are. By month 2, your sense of self disintegrates completely. With perfect recall, what exactly is you when every version of yourself exists with equal clarity? Identity requires a coherent narrative that emphasizes certain memories while downplaying others. Perfect recall prevents this natural filtering, forcing you to remember every contradictory belief, changed opinion, and broken promise simultaneously. The 5-year-old you exists as vividly as last week's version, creating an impossible paradox of self. Were you the idealistic college student or the practical adult? With perfect memory, all versions exist simultaneously. Relationships collapse next. Human connections depend on collaborative forgetting, our collective willingness to let minor transgressions fade. With perfect recall, every thoughtless comment and selfish moment remains as fresh as when it happened. Forgiveness becomes impossible because you physically cannot stop remembering every detail of every argument you ever had. Each interaction is haunted by the ghosts of every previous interaction. Most devastating is the complete inability to grow or change. Psychological development requires selective forgetting. We evolve past mistakes because their emotional sting fades. With perfect recall, you are trapped in an eternal present filled with ever-expanding perfect past, unable to evolve because nothing truly fades away. Even positive experiences become impossible to enjoy. That beautiful sunset triggers perfect recall of every sunset you ever seen. The present becomes merely another entry in an overwhelming library of perfect recollections. By month 3, you seek sensory deprivation, anything to stop new memories from forming. Perfect recall reveals a cruel truth. Human consciousness wasn't designed to remember everything. Forgetting isn't a failure of memory. It's what makes memory bearable. In the merciful darkness of sensory deprivation, you finally understand. Humans forget by design, not by defect. Perfect memory isn't evolution's endpoint, it's an evolutionary dead end. As consciousness fades, one final terrible irony emerges. The only escape from perfect memory is to forget everything completely.